this is funny. I texted Justin Tuck this morning to be like, "Hey, I got Vic on today. Give me some good stories." And he was
boy.
he goes, "He's squeaky clean." So he was looking out for you, and then 10 minutes later he texted back and he said, "Ask him why he was the only guy on the boat that had his shirt on."
Oh God, Jesus! the only blemish, if there is a blemish, Elon, that's the only blemish, dog. Right there. That's the only blemish.
Did you have Tim's on?
I had Tim's on. It was listen, we're playing in Philly for Christ's sake. And we literally drove back. You know, we took the train, I believe, back. And we're all on the train like, yo, we're going to Miami. And I'm looking at guys like, guys, let's just wait a couple weeks. Like, we don't have to go right now. But then I'm also like, look, these kids they're also like locked in. Like, there was nothing I could tell them. Yeah. Now I'm in the mode of like, I just got to go make sure they get back in one piece. Now I'm the dad, right? Now I'm like, all right, if y'all are going to do this, I'm going to go there with y'all. Make sure everything's cool so we can get back in one piece at the very least.
It's perfect. As a married guy, you got to at least act like you're that guy in some situations. Like, I'm just there to make sure everybody's good.
It's cool.
But, you know, like
just in the corner like this, like I'm not having any fun.
Yeah, I'm not having any fun at all. Were you guys shocked at how big of a deal that became? Because when I was like, what do I want to ask Vic? Somebody was like, ask him about the boat. And then Justin said, I was like, man, this intrigues me because I actually think it was no big deal. I just think it was just.
Nah, Tim's on the boat is crazy.
The Tim's on the boat.
It wasn't about the Tims.
It wasn't about. It was kind of about.
Jeez. The Tims kind of took a life of its own after the photo came out. But I was shocked. I was shocked but not surprised. I guess I should say that. Shocked because I'm like, guys, we didn't do anything wrong. It was our off day. We went. We had a good time. We were back in 24 hours. We didn't miss a meeting. We weren't late for anything. No one was in bad shape going into practices. Nothing. Like everything flowed the same way a normal week would flow. Just a little Miami stop in the middle of that.
Just a little Miami stop. People have bye weeks all the time, dude. You're going to tell me they don't get back? I played really well off my bye weeks.
It's just bad. I feel like it's down week in media. So they find something, and if you're a fan and you don't – I feel like sometimes fans, they don't like to see us having a good time. Regardless if you're winning or losing, sometimes in their head they're like, you should be training right now. You should be doing push-ups. You should be doing sit-ups.
Not possible
you should
be
be
have enough time
taking
to do
snaps, or you should be in the playbook. That's what they feel like you should be doing when it's in the season. Like throughout the season, they feel like that should be everything you're doing because you need to be at your best to make sure their bets win.
Well, yeah, it's all about the bets in fantasy. Well, fantasy wasn't that big yet, or was it big when you were going off?
It was just climbing. It was it was in the early phases, and it was just taking off. I don't even think DraftKings was there yet. All these different brands, but I think it was just taking off as like when those years were happening, when the boat trip happened. For sure.
Got it. Okay. Well, another thing about the boat trip is like you're the Giants, it's the New York media. And, like, if you're not going to be on First Take, it's still, like, an onslaught all week. Like, what was that like? And, you know, did you guys have people in the media that you were kind of like, I got to watch it when this guy comes in because he's going to try to divide us? Like, what's that like in New York? Because I played in St. Louis for 8 years. When I got to Philly and Boston, I was like, damn, dude, they really care about what we have to say here. You got to be careful.
Yeah, that was a trip. We knew there was a couple reporters you always knew not to give them anything or not to – you knew they were going to ask you the tough question or the question about the topic you didn't want to discuss. But you understood that going in. You understood – the worst part was that, like, you know, you could handle – at least me, like I'm an older guy at the time. I've been through the ups and downs with the media. I could handle it, right? Like, I just knew we have to win now, though. Like, we have to put a good showing together, win this game, and then it's all put to bed. So it didn't hit the fan for me until we lost, and I was like, damn, they're going to ask me about this boat for the rest of the year, even going into next year, because this is our last game of the season, playoff game. We lost. Now it's going to roll over into next year, and the first question I got, training camp the following year was, are you going to be a different leader this year and not go to Miami? I'm like, guys, we haven't even had a preseason game yet.